Okay, let me focus this in a little bit better here for you guys. I think that's about how I could get it. Hope this video turns out alright. I made a video just recently of this torn apart, and I broke it down in a few pieces with the scope, and I just wanted to show you what it looks like together. Okay, now I don't know if anybody who watched my or any people out there watched my first video, which I had a teardown of this. I was explaining more of the scope. When I purchased this rifle, everything came with it. The scope was set up. And this was a pretty much bench testing rifle that was set up. And what this is a Remington model 788, as you can see. And it has a KW for year and month. And the K is May, and the W is 1972. Okay. And then you can see it has a Lyman super target scope. And it's 20 by 20, which is a really nice shape. See if I could get a better picture of it. Right there. Alright, so as far as the bluing goes on the scope and the rifle, it's in excellent shape. Very, very little marks that you could see. Just trying to show you. I know this is awkward doing it this way, just so that people get a good look at it. Now, one thing special about this rifle, it is cut back to 18.5 inches. Okay, now it is a heavy barrel. Let's see if I can see that. Heavy, thick barrel here. Looks like it was originally cut, I'm sure. Could be, maybe not. Maybe it was bought from the factory as a bull barrel. A lot of discussions on that 18.5 inch barrels were only made like around 1980 in the 788 model. And only 3 different calibers. I think it was a 243, 7mm, and can't remember the other one. 7mm and 308. That's right. 243, 7mm, and a 308. They were sold at 18.5 inch barrels, but again, they had a sight on the front. This one, of course, doesn't. And as you can see, there's no screw right on the front here, but it's a little controversy about if they made these heavy barrels. Now this is a 22-250 caliber, so it's a nice varmint target. Good for varmints, prairie dogs, groundhogs, whatever you want to do. Okay. It's in really good shape. Now, it does have the Timney 2-pound trigger on it, right here. And it's not loaded. There's nothing in the chamber, as you can see. Okay, always make sure that. One thing about these bolts that everybody loves, it's a 9-lug. It's a 9-lug bolt, which is really cool because it's short stroke, really fast. Very, very fast. Okay. You can see the wood here. Look how nice the wood is. Now I didn't stain it or anything or put a clear coat on it, but all I did was take some pleasure and just kind of shined it up a little bit, but other than that, it's in good shape. Let me put this over here. And here's the magazine. I only have one magazine, as you can see, it's the 22-250 Remington. This holds 3 in the magazine, so you can put 3 and then 1 in the chamber. This particular rifle was made, like I said, in May with a K and then W 1972. I believe this is an original barrel. I don't think this was added on from another rifle. I believe it's original because the serial number that's on here is pretty much the same date as the barrel. I know a lot of people that purchased these rifles because they were pretty inexpensive at the time. I mean, sort of, I guess. They were inexpensive made, but they're one of the best rifles made. even though they weren't costly. They're very, very accurate, and they come in a lot of different calibers. But what a lot of people used to do is customize them, cut them down, add scopes, you know, cut the stocks down. So kind of put it the way they want it, whether it was for targeting or bench resting or what do you call it, hunting or something, you know. So again, I only have one magazine. It would be nice to get like a couple more. And then the gentleman that I purchased this rifle off of, he said that this was used as a single shot. So this would go in here as a single shot. I can't put it in now, but there you go. So see how that's in there. Now I don't know how that stays in there. I don't know if it kind of feels like it's not going to go anywhere. I didn't ask him. So then when as you could see, you could just single shot it right now. So instead of using your magazine as your 3-round magazine, which of course is not going to fit. That's not going to fit, of course, because I have that single shot plate in there. And I also have the magazine guide is not in. That's just a little L bracket. I got to put that in. But I think if I put the L bracket back in there, it might hold this in. But as you can see, it's a very short action. And then you can use this as just a single shot. Now the only thing right now with this Timney trigger is that the safety doesn't work. I have to adjust it. But no, it is unloaded, as you can see. Okay. Now watch. Oh, maybe it is working. Oh, it did work. There we go. So, all right, ready? Why isn't that not working now? It was. There we go. Right there. So, I have to adjust the trigger. That's why it's not. Let's see if it works that time. Yeah, there we go. It's the safety. So, you know, this has a safety on it, which back is safe, fire is forward. So with this 788, you always have to make sure it's back on safety and then forward it. Now, a lot of times, if these triggers are not adjusted correctly, what will happen, and let's see if this will do it. You push the safety forward, sometimes it'll fire the trigger. A lot of people, I had that happen a few times, and luckily I didn't have any ammunition in it. But let's try it. No. So anyhow, there you go. And then I have to work on that trigger a little bit. But here's the original. This is the original trigger, and I mentioned on my last video what happens. They all gum out with grease, and they get all like glue. And you have to take these apart and really clean them really, really well with like a paint thinner or turpentine or something. And you can even get like brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner and really soak it in there good. So be careful you don't sometimes get it on the finish, because it might take the finish off sometimes. But other than that, that's what the problem is with these. They really heavily gum, especially when they're sitting in the safe too long. And what I might do is just really clean this original trigger back up, because it is heavily gum, and put it back in there. I know a lot of people like the Timney triggers. They come 2, 3, 4 pound, whatever it is. I particularly don't like them. I'd rather have the original in there. I mean, what's the big deal, you know? So, but you could see it's not a Winchester, but it is a short stroke, very dependable as soon as all the triggers functioning correctly. So, but really dependable rifle. And this one I said is a heavy barrel, and it weighs about 8.5 pounds right now, with an 18.5-inch barrel. And the scope doesn't weigh that much, but I mean, it's an awesome setup, and the scope is extremely accurate. It's dead on. So I mean, at 300 yards, you could hit dead center with this thing, no problem. With this 22-250, especially with that scope on, it's like, I'm telling you, you could probably group within a 2-inch group at 300 yards with this setup right here. All right, so just to show you, hope you enjoyed it. Have any questions, let me know. If you see anything, maybe I made some mistakes or something, let me know too. I'm no expert, but I do my best, and I try to say what I see and what I've learned in the past, and that's about it. Okay, I hope you liked it, and take care.